Well, it seems that DC's in trouble again. So while everybody was busy focused on the Oscar slap, it seems that Ezra Miller had to essentially get their name into the limelight. So as it turns out, during I guess, a retreat to Hawaii, whether or not they live there or not, I have no idea. It seems that apparently they have gone on a bit of a rampage and apparently was shouting obscenities and threatening essentially a couple that were just trying to have fun at a karaoke bar, and Ezra Miller was promptly arrested. And now, because of their arrest, it seems that Warner Brothers has now apparently put a pause on all of Ezra Miller's projects going forward after an emergency meeting. As well, apparently, it has also been reported that apparently Ezra had frequent meltdowns on the Flash set. Apparently, they didn't get physical or violent, but apparently it was pretty substantial to now come out. So now we're pretty much in a spot where now the Flash's future in DC is very much in trouble. And it is amazing to me how this universe just keeps taking an L. And this isn't me trying to, be a Marvel fanboy or anything, trying to revel in it and anything. I, if anything, feel bad for Warner Brothers or the people who are working really hard to try to get this universe to actually be of quality as well as trying to make it a thing because again, we always need competition when it comes to film franchises or anything. I don't want everything to just be Marvel. I want some DC movies as well too. I love DC Comics. But this universe has just been through the absolute fucking ringer. I am amazed at how much this series has just taken its ups and downs, its peaks and lows, and now it has all culminated into this moment where now even one of their flagships, the Flash, could potentially be in trouble of either getting recast or replaced entirely, or however it goes, especially since this movie technically is finished, but because I've heard that there's reshoots to be done, but as well, it was originally supposed to come out this year, but now it's coming out next year in 2023. So because of this, and now with Ezra Miller's arrest, I ultimately wonder, is this going to affect the movie in any form? Is this film going to go through substantial changes since now it's no longer expected to come out this year? And if anything, it's supposed to come out pretty far into 2023, I believe. So now that they've essentially have their main actor effectively get arrested and get into such a big controversy, a controversy that was already around as it is, but now it's highlighted a bigger problem, and that is Ezra clearly has a problem with either drinking, or it could be some form of substance abuse, other substance abuse, or maybe even just they have an anger problem. And so now this is going to, in many ways, be a liability for Warner Brothers and DC as a whole if their main actor can't get their shit together and effectively act, like a civilized person. So I now wonder what is going to happen to this because now there's even a huge social media push for Ezra to be recast with the CW's actor Grant Gustin because so far he's not problematic. He hasn't done anything that effectively warrants a recast or anything. So far Grant has pretty much been wholesome essentially. I mean, there hasn't really been any issues or any problems that have arisen from the Flash set. Nothing that says that he's gone violent or has an ego or anything. So I do wonder if if they decide to get rid of them, I wonder, will they actually replace them with Grant Gustin, or will they simply just recast with a completely different actor? Or maybe even will they actually replace Barry Allen in the DCU with Wally West? Because let's not forget, there's also the option of Wally West as well. And I am very, very fascinated with uh, this news because I honestly did not expect this. I kind of just figured the Flash movie was just gonna release when it gets released. People either love it or hate it. We've had all these plot leaks. Some people love some of the stuff. A lot of people hate what the supposed plot leaks, which we don't know. It could be fake. It probably is fake. We've seen all the different leaks and stuff, and we even saw with No Way Home that for every leak that was actually real, there was also a leak that wasn't real. So with leaks, you always got to take them with a big grain of salt. But with this situation, this is now calling into question an actor who has effectively now tarnished potentially any hype for the next movie. So I do wonder, because now that this is a thing, will we potentially see the Flash movie actually replace its main actor before it even came out? That would be a very fascinating development if literally Warner Brothers fires Ezra, only keeps them in the movie to set up like everything else that goes on, but then the end of the movie just literally replaces them. That would be genuinely fascinating to see. I'm not saying I want it to happen. I'm just saying that could potentially be a possibility because, again, the movie isn't out yet. They still need to do reshoots, and they could just, again, through some form of editing and movie magic trickery, just get rid of Ezra Miller. And not to mention, especially since this is dealing with the multiverse and potentially Flashpoint, if rumors are right, this could potentially be a thing that happens. And so now Warner Brothers is in a very big position where one of their biggest actors has effectively done something that now causes a reaction. In fact, this even potentially could affect others because we got to remember that there's that boycott with Aquaman 2, with Amber Heard and everything. And then, of course, as I mentioned earlier, the infamous slap heard around the world with Will Smith. Will Smith plays Deadshot in the DCEU in the Suicide Squad movie. So again, I wonder, will we see a recast or will they just get rid of Deadshot as a character now that they have an out with Idris Elba's Bloodsport and just make him the leader going forward for all the Suicide Squad movies? Because Will Smith was originally supposed to return for the second Suicide Squad movie with James Gunn, but due to scheduling conflicts, he couldn't do it. So there's an out for Warner Brothers then with that. So I do genuinely wonder what is going to happen with this franchise because the DCU is a mess already, but now with several of its actors and actresses effectively doing stuff that has become so public and has pretty much made the public turn on them. I do wonder, will we see massive changes that, again, because we already are getting massive changes with the Snyderverse being effectively thrown out now, but now we even have people who maybe could have continued in the DCEU in this new DCEU now effectively getting to such a controversy that now it's going to change the universe again. The DCU and Warner Brothers is a mess right now, and it's genuinely going to be fascinating to see not only where DC and Warner Brothers go, but it's also going to be fascinating to see where Ezra's career go because they not only have the Flash, but they also are in Fantastic Beasts, and that's another thing that this controversy is already bringing is the fact that, well, effectively there's already a lot of controversy with the whole J.K. Rowling thing, Johnny Depp being fired from the movie from his role as Grindelwald, and now, of course, with Ezra Miller being in the movie, it's now going to bring even more controversy to that film already. So I am genuinely fascinated about this. I wanted to talk about it because DC is in such a interesting state. They are already having to backtrack on so much stuff, But now, because of the actors' behavior on several, not only just Ezra, but others as well, they're now going to have to really take a hard look at their universe and effectively having to reset those problems as well. It is genuinely fascinating to watch. Wow, oh boy, DC is in a very interesting spot. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you next time.